What's some of the most common ways that health insurance companies hide money to make you think they're not making as much as they actually are? Let's talk about one of the biggest examples on this week's Benefits BBQ. All right, so first, to address the elephant in the room, obviously I'm not sitting in front of my smoker right now. I do have meat on the smoker. However, it is raining, and audio equipment, video equipment, rain, not a good combination for anyone, obviously. So we're going to not be outside for this bit. But let's talk about a real life case that we're working on right now. And this is for someone who is currently on a self-funded plan using as their administrative services provider, right? And you see on here that according to the proposals they've been given, they are only being charged $14.60 a month to have them process all their claims, answer the calls, send out ID cards, all that work, right? And if that were truly all they were being charged for it, openly, that would be one of the best deals on the market, especially for a group at this size. However, the math doesn't back it up, and here's why. At the bottom, it says they're only being charged $51,000 a year total for their administrative services. What is not included on this, though, is that the carrier is holding on to half of the pharmacy rebates automatically and saying, we'll give you a credit for that on your admin instead. So when you add in what they are paying, because those rebates are either going to go to the employer back to the self-funded plan, or they're going to go to the TPA, the PBM, whoever else is holding on to them, right? That's the only two ways that rebate money gets spent when it's all said and done. If you are saying, hey, you just keep whatever you want to keep, and if I get a rebate check, cool, but you keep what it is, that's the way that they're able to make. In this case, it was over an extra $150,000 is the estimation we came up with that's being held on to, that they would be charging one way or another, but they're just playing that money shuffling game. And in healthcare, the more you play the money shuffling game, like those, you remember those cups on The Price is Right, and they'd flip them around and you have to pick which one has the ball underneath it. The more you play that game, the more likely you are to lose. Even if you are able to fully audit and validate that all of the rebates were paid out correctly and that they did not keep, like, say, 60% of it instead of 50%. Even if you're able to fully validate all that, the more you open up your business practices to those money shuffling games, the more likely you are to lose. So that's why when we're building healthcare plans, we do everything we can to make the money be as easy to follow as possible, which, spoiler alert, usually ends up costing less anyway, and make sure that we have full transparency into who is getting paid what and why they're getting paid that. So that's just one of the most common kind of money shuffling tricks we see in healthcare, where if you're trying to compare leaving one provider for another and you think your costs are only $14.66 per person per month, it'd be hard to justify switching. Well, you understand that you need to add on the other money they're holding on to for you. Now all of a sudden the spreadsheet looks a lot more even. It actually kind of works against them in this case when you're comparing those actual costs across the board. So that's all I have for you on this week's Benefits BBQ.